half full, the revival.
Welcome, our revivalists. Welcome to the New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's also entertainment. Hefe, what's going on, my man? I got my man Hefe here. I'm your boy, Mr. Glass Half Full. We're missing our tripod in Eli. Eli, we love you, but Mr. Rax couldn't join us today. He's doing some hard work at his house. He's being a real man. You know,
he's adulting.
He's adulting. I get it. We love you. If you could pop in. But we just want to come out and just you got to win. We got to win, and we want to come in and just be happy today, right? Like, let's just we're bringing in positive vibes as we always do. Hefe, how was your weekend? Did you enjoy the win? Did you enjoy the weekend? Does the win make your weekend? Let me say that.
So we talked about this a little bit. Like the Buffalo game I was like feet up and kind of relaxed, almost like hardly taking that game serious because I expected to just get the doors blown off. We played way better than expected. Now I'm like, fuck, that would have been huge if we pulled that out. Because now our season's alive. Now our defense looks really fucking strong, man. Like really good. Like from front to back, it looks really good. So the defense is coming together. Offense is starting to get some yards, get some big plays.
Show some life.
6 plays of 20+ yards in the first half. I know we're getting like right into Giants. We can't fucking help. Hey. You asked how my weekend was. I'm like 6 plays of 20 yards.
They are your weekend. They are our weekend.
But they have so much control over my mental condition. My mental condition. But I was into the game Sunday. I was back in. Yes. They roped me in, and I was pumped. I was my normal game time self, and that just got me so amped up that I'm like, fuck it. Let's go to the game Sunday.
And listen,
and we're going.
You're right. We were talking about it, and we're like, all right, we're going to wait to see what happens, and then we'll make our decision on this coming Sunday. But whenever Washington's on a schedule, man, it's like, if you ever need a win, and then when the Washington Commanders come to town, it's good for at least a tie, if not a win, every time. So they are our cure. We have their number. It doesn't make sense. It's like the Jets and Pats. Like the Pats can be the worst team in the league. When they go against the Jets, it's like an automatic W. I don't know what it is. It's a matchup. It's a mental thing. So Ron Rivera came out with a terrible game plan, played right into our hands. Had Howell throw the ball about 45, 50 times. The complete opposite of what he should have done. Made our weekend. It made us happy again. And like, listen, we're not under any illusions that the season's turned around just yet. What's the name of our show? Man Alive, Giants Survive. Like, we survived. We're on. There's the EKGs like just beep.
Oh, that's what I meant to add to the graphic. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
You just fired me.
Yeah, get a new graphics guy.
Damn it.
But the EKG is still beeping, right? It's still beeping, very faint, but it's still beeping. And listen, if you go ahead and win Sunday, gets a little louder, right? We start pumping, and let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about the rest of the schedule later, but the weekend's good. Monday feels good.
Did you say was that this weekend that you said you partied a little bit Sunday night?
Sunday night we got after,
we turned it up with the misses.
It just felt good to get I wasn't miserable after the game.
Sometimes you just gotta do that. Is that why? Do you think the Giants raised your spirits a little bit, and then you're like, I don't want to get drunk tonight with my wife. I'm just gonna go there.
If the Giants lost, I would not have gotten drunk. That's just, I was buzzed through the game.
You would have smoked.
Continued after, right? You smoked it and shut it down. Because I would have been miserable, be like, okay, chill out. But no, I was happy. I was a happy drunk, and I was like, let's go, let's keep partying. So, listen,
this team has too much control.
They do.
So I've been thinking it, and now I've been hearing more and more people say it on the radio, stuff like that. That this is just a weird NFL season.
It is.
Like, there's really nobody that's completely safe in terms from criticism. Like every elite team or every Super Bowl contender has had that oh shit game where it's like, well, maybe they're not what we thought. Like every team has been had, pretty much. Chiefs started off the season with a loss against a Lions team who has looked phenomenal, like a real NFC contender.
Yeah.
And they just got their shit kicked in. like
Wild,
real
bro.
bad, real bad.
It was one of those. Everybody's got a stinker, right? And I think that was what it is. You chalk it up to one game. Baltimore needed a statement game, and Lions needed a stinker. I think, right? I think they both needed like that. And if I saw the line, and it was Lions getting 3. I was like,
getting 3, yeah.
I was like, this doesn't make too much sense because they're fucking one of the elites right now. They're being talked with the Eagles and the 49ers, and to me, they're still a step below that. And this is a little shock to the system. Let's see if they just take a little. If it's a little speed bump, they're fine. If it turns into something else, we'll see. But they're healthy. They'll be all right. I think.
You know what you say if you're having a great season and you lose a bad one. You know what you say? Good.
What they say.
Good. We
Good.
needed this. We needed this wake up call. Yeah. Way to put some lipstick on it because nobody wants to get their ass kicked like that.
That's 100% what they're saying a lot. This is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment.
Thank you,
big teaching
YouTube
moment.
user.
Hey,
I like that name. Is that smooth or is it just
it's smooth? It's smooth. Smooth, the YouTube user.
Why is he the YouTube user? Smooth. What's up with that?
I don't know. Hey, but listen, let's talk about some more NFL games because
weird season.
We saw another game. Yeah, weird season. Vikings go ahead and beat the 49ers. Again, one of those like Vikings needed it at home, and the 49ers are like they're missing Debo, missing Trent Williams. They're due for a stinker, and I think that was their stinker. Purdy looked a little off. Just things weren't vibing, and everybody has those games, especially on the road. We get it. Like Lions, 49ers, the Eagles had it against the Jets, right? Yeah. We were just talking about it the other week. So that was interesting to me. I don't know. That stuck out to me. Any other games stuck out to you?
I mean, the Bills losing to the Pats, like the Bills are so hot and cold. I guess they just play to whoever their competition is. Like against Miami, they looked like a legit Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Again, they struggled with the Giants. I mean, what kind of fucking losers struggle with the Giants? Where are they
so
going?
Up and down.
But Bill Belichick is just still a really annoying defensive coach. Like he will just make your day more difficult than it has to be.
Though, didn't he kind of like already say like we're basically quitting on a seat? Like he didn't he all but said you were tanking, and then they go out and beat the Bills. Like,
and I think they just extended Belichick. Unless I thought I saw that.
Get it.
I thought he was on the hot seat. Like, all right, old man, thank you for everything.
Right.
He's
like got alligator blood, right? He just doesn't go away. He just he keeps coming at you, and anytime you sleep on New England, they're going to get you for a win. And their defense is still good. So the defense can always win your game. Josh Allen, you got to wonder what's going on with him. He's got he's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. Giants made him look like shit. Now New England made him look like shit. The Jets made him look like shit. As a couple good defenses, made him look like shit. Is this a trend?
I don't know. He's one of the best and most likable quarterbacks in the NFL, but he just has these fucking stinker. He doesn't give a fuck.
Absolute stinkers.
He is not afraid to turn the ball over, which is like you want your quarterback to take chances until he just can't stop turning it over.
Right.
Like, all right, bring it in a little bit. If they need a good running game, I think to take some pressure off him. And that's why I traded James Cook.
Hey. That's fancy. That's a fancy guy for me, and I love James Cook.
He's great. I still got him in one league. But this is all leading me towards it's a weird season. Weird things are happening. The way the Giants defense is playing, we have a civil war over who should be playing quarterback.
Always.
Meanwhile, the defense, if it was just Washington, you'd say, well, it was Washington. But Buffalo worked Miami, put up a 40 burger on Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So they were scoring at will. So this is not an offense that you just throw away and you're like, oh, it was the Bills. Like, no, that's a great offense.
Yes.
But the defense, like Leonard Williams, when he comes alive, it just makes the defense so scary. Like to have Leonard Williams making an impact, and then you still have Dex and Thibodeau. That's what's crazy to me is when you have those layers of stars, then you got two linebackers playing phenomenal ball right now.
Phenomenal. Absolutely.
Okereke and McFadden is like the best graded linebacker in the NFL over the last several weeks. The guy's completely come alive.
And we buried him early in the season. We thought he was just another guy, and I couldn't have been more wrong on him. He looks like an animal out there. He's blitzing, he's run stopping. him and Simmons, that pair, whether they bring in Simmons on passing downs, passing situations, Micah on running downs, like it's just perfection right now. And Okereke is every bit worth what we paid for right now. This is what we envisioned early on this season. Too bad fucking Aziz is injured yet again, or else it would have been even more formidable. But this is what we envisioned our front seven looking like, dominating games, dominating the other line. And I'll even go back to the San Francisco game. They stuck with San Francisco for 3 quarters. And, they were right there until, the offense, again, could not move the ball. They gassed out in the fourth quarter. But now you see the offense take a little load off the defense. Defense a little more fresh, and they're making plays. They're turning the ball over. They're getting off the field on third downs, getting after the quarterback. Dex put on all-pro performances. An all-pro performance. Poor Nick Gates, man. He had Nick Gates' breakfast, his lunch, and his dinner, and imagine Nick Gates. You go against this guy in practice all the time. When you're in New York.
Speaking of that, did you see Nick Gates go after McKinney after he bodied somebody on an incomplete pass, and Nick Gates was the first one in his face, and it's like you don't get mad because you just love. That's like what you love about.
That's his thing, and he was taking out some frustrations. I think he was like, "I'm getting my ass kicked.
I'm stuck in fucking Washington now, you fucker. Pick me up. I'm not even mad at you, but tell him to pick me up." I can be had. Shout out Mark B. I don't have the bell, but thank you, Mark B. What's up, brother? Sets it off by giving to the cause we winning. That sounds like it. That sounds like a prediction against the Jets.
And we're going to get into that. We have, I don't know if you guys know, we have a good big Jet fan coming on in a little bit. So tell your Jet friends right now. Tell them to come see what's going on. Lee is going to be joining us talking Jet talk at 9:00. But we just wanted to, soften you guys up with some Giants talk. Some sensual Giants talk.
What kind of program?
I wanted to know for you.
Yeah.
Sunday, obviously 14-7. We come out blazing in the first half, not so much in the second half. But if you had to pick someone that was your standout for the game on Sunday, who do you got? Who's your standout for half A on Sunday?
It's Jalen Hyatt for me. I've been waiting for him to just get more looks, get more snaps, more targets, and now he's getting chances. And I think he's now somebody that you got to think about from a defensive coordinator, which is so good for the rest of the offense. When you have a speedster that has now on tape a handful of big plays, right? Like you're starting to stack them now, where you got to really worry about him. The sideline. I mean, quarterbacks haven't figured out how fast he is yet.
He's still slowing up for everything.
He's still slowing up because he looks like he's fucking jogging. He's a gazelle. The guy is. I said it when we saw him in camp.
Yes,
the speed is so effortless and it's hard to explain. But that's why I broke it down. I put it to music because I'm a nerd like that. I love iMovie. But I just put some music on it because he is jogging as a professional athlete. Cornerback is going all out sprinting to try and catch him. And the only reason he did is because he had to perfectly.
When you slowed it down, when you slowed it down, it made it more obvious how he was moving so fast, and you could tell that there was another gear that he could have hit if Tyrod put it 5 more yards ahead of him.
It's got to happen.
He was cruising.
It's got to happen. I either want to see a slant or a crossing route where he's got space and he can actually turn it up, go full throttle, up the sideline, or I want to see him properly led and just smoke the entire defense.
Yes.
He's gonna cook some sauce.
Mason, what's up, Mason? Thank you for the chat, man. Hyatt going to cook some sauce on Sunday. It wouldn't be the first time that he beat sauce. Preseason. I think Sauce is going to come out with a little chip on his shoulder. He heard saw all the videos that came out. So, I mean, Hyatt didn't even catch the pass, and we were talking shit. So he's going to be on his game. It's going to be very interesting to see how Hyatt goes up against the number one of the top 3 cornerback in the NFL. So I'm personally looking forward to that challenge. The other challenge I'm looking forward to: Tay Banks, Garrett Wilson. That is going to be so spicy to watch. So
great. That's a great one, dude. Tay, another guy coming into his own. When you should hit on first round picks. You should. But it seems like
a third rounder.
Seems like we completely did. He was so the right pick. Hawkins stole a lot of the camp noise and everything, but like
that was funny, right? It was like the first 2 weeks were like, oh, his Hawkins guy might be better.
was that this game that Hawkins almost had his first interception?
Should have had a first pick.
So they each almost had one in this game. They both could have had one in this game. Like your rookies starting to play like that.
We didn't even have a Dory going. Flott playing well. A shout out Cordell Flott. It's the young guys are playing well. You're seeing a lot of young guys playing well. Be nice. Thibodeau, another sack. Easy dropped interception away from probably being defensive player of the week. It was how funny was that? Do you see the video with the security guard in the background? Like he's just no.
I mean,
yeah, right. He's like, oh, sorry, I gotta watch the people back here. But man, Kayvon's turning it on. Our young guys are like Micah. We talked about like Fly. All these young guys are doing well, and it's just for me though. It makes Adoree one of those easy trade candidates.
Well, dude, I was just gonna say Sal's in here GMing. He wants to trade Adoree tonight. He wants to trade Leonard Williams in the morning and get him. Well, Leonard Williams, his stock is not going to be higher than it is right now before the trade deadline.
True. It's just there's such. I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on this real quick. We're in such a tough spot right now, right? Like,
we always are.
Like the locker room's galvanizing around Tyrod a little bit. The team is starting to believe a little bit.
You can't say that. You can't say that, girl. That's
sorry. Around the guy that's taking snaps from the center. Not right. We don't want to say
right.
But like if they go ahead and win this Jets game, it's still a fucking far cry. We're gonna go through the schedule later. Far cry to get to 9 wins. But like, do you have to think about the future here? Do you break up the locker room in spite of getting to 3-5 in a weak NFC? What does Hefe do, Mr. GM Hefe, if you win in the Jets game? Do you still who do you trade? Who do you keep?
Knowing the Giants, is this what if we win, they're gonna be like, we're good. We're going.
No, what would you do? Not what Mr. Mara wants and what
I would make some calls and see what I could get.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if teams, those are 2 super important positions. Those are. I mean, for contenders, they will pay that rental price for the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Does Adoree have anything after this year? I know Leonard.
No, I think he's clean to go. Yeah, he's done.
That's where it becomes tough, man. Like in an NFC where your defense is playing like this now.
NFC is weak. I mean, I was looking at the standings.
It's very top heavy.
Mind you, we are playing everybody that's ahead of us right now. We're playing all of them. Yeah. So right now in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spot are the 4-3 Falcons. Are they going to stay there? I don't believe in them.
They're 4-3.
They're 4-3. I don't know how
did that happen.
They beat the Tampa Bay Bucks, who are 3-3, right behind them. At the 7th spot.
It's a weird year.
And the 3-4 Vikings, the fraudulent Vikings, who we beat, last year, are in the 8th spot.
Now they've woken up all of a sudden. Without they lose Justin Jefferson, they win. Yeah. They rip off.
Addison looks like a stud out there. Shout out Jordan Addison. He
seemed like he was having a very good rookie year.
He just know how to draft him.
He just looks like he arrived last night. Like he was on a different level, and now he's getting the attention. He's doing it anyway, which is impressive. But he looks great.
So then we got the Rams 3-4, also ahead of us.
Dangerous,
man. Dangerous. We'll see what we look like at the end of the season if Stafford makes it through. If they're gonna, still motivated.
But they just got
Commanders.
Receivers. They got some good receivers over there.
Yeah, they do. Commanders 3-4, Saints 3-4, Packers 2-4. Those are the teams ahead of us, stopping us from getting to the playoffs.
Right. You get hot for a little bit, and you're in the mix.
We're playing the Packers, playing the Saints, playing the Rams.
It's hard.
Commanders.
It's especially when the Giants have had one good season in the last decade, only 2 playoff appearances, 1 win. How do you turn down what could be forming into a wild card team to have a shot, right? To just throw a dart at the board, even though realistically, everyone should know this is not a Super Bowl year. So does that mean you should just shut it down and throw it away? That's hard to do. Right. And that's why I can't root for the Giants to lose in October.
You're right.
I just don't. If you're talking about Giants were so bad all year, and now we're in December, we're mathematically eliminated, and now it's the difference between pick 5 and pick 2 or 1. Yes, that's tank time.
Right,
But like,
right.
I can't
Exactly.
I can't do that in October.
There's too many games.
I waited too long. I waited too
Exactly.
long for the football season.
Exactly.
I can't root for losses. It's why the fuck that just doesn't make sense to me. In being a fan,
right.
I can't do it.
You're right. And let's talk about this too, because there's people that want Tyrod because they think that he's better than Daniel Jones. We're not gonna get into our thoughts on the situation right now, but it's almost counterproductive to what you're wanting to get at the end, right? Like if you're a team, they're like, let's go for the tank. Let's also start Tyrod. It's like, well, if you think that he's better than Daniel Jones, then you're not actually tanking. You're probably going to win a couple of not meaningless. You're probably going to win a couple of games. That's going to take you out of Caleb Drake May territory. So I don't know what we're going to do here. I've said this, I feel like countless times in the Joe Shane Dable era. I don't want to be in their shoes right now. I don't want to be in their shoes. Precious. The weekly Precious.
The weekly Precious.
We love you. Ding, 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 ding,
She's the
ding,
best.
ding, 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 ding. I hope you got your shirt. Eli's on top of it. If he's not, I'm going to get it on Eli's ass because you paid for about 3-4 shirts. We love you. You're the best. Get some sleep. I know you're always about to get. She's getting out of here. I don't know if you've been reading the chat. I'm always checking out my girl Precious. Okay, she's got to get to sleep. But she always hits us
checking out your girl Precious.
Yes.
Does your wife know about this?
Yeah.
There's a lot. Listen, could we just talk briefly? Right, we're not getting political here, but you have a point. If you are like this offense, something clicked, right? And if you want it to just be DJ, then you're not going to see what has clicked, and that is explosive plays. It's better pocket awareness. It's comfort even under pressure. More willing to throw that deep ball. Like there's been a lot of positives that have come from Tyrod under center. Like I think DJ technically still possesses the higher ceiling, but like what does that really matter if you're not like consistently?
He's rushing right now.
There, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So and now he's injured and out, which doesn't help his case either. That's a knock against a franchise quarterback because this is now all but one season, right? That you have been out and missing time.
Sal's just
how do you say that? Oops, sorry. How do you thank you, Sal?
Keep to try.
Keep to try.
Keep striving. I think it's striving. Dude, I've had a couple of too many whiskeys, Sal, but
Sal, thank you.
Listen, we here's the thing. We love anybody who's playing good for the New York Giants. And if that happens to be the backup quarterback or the backup linebacker or the third safety, we're just acknowledging that we're seeing good play, and Tyrod's doing that. He's the veteran that we brought him in to be. He's doing exactly what we paid him to do. Higher price backups for a reason, and he's doing his job.
He's got to be the best backup in the league with like the experience, and he could like at 34, I think he is 34 years old. He could still boogie a little bit. That dude's still got some wheels. He's smart. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's been like, what else do you want in a backup quarterback? We've been down this road when we had nothing behind DJ, and it's just automatic loss. I mean, like,
yeah. And you think, listen, let's talk about the Commanders game. I've called the Commanders Redskins about 6 times.
Because they are the Redskins.
Fuck the Commanders.
We're supposed to erase 35 years of history.
We're going to tear down their fucking... Anyway, I think, you saw what happened. The offensive line is still dog shit. And you saw that in the second half.
No, it was fixed. It was fixed when DJ got hurt.
Right.
They fixed it in 1 week. Yeah.
Justin Pugh. But Justin Pugh was getting he was getting tossed around like a ragdoll by Chase Young. And that's going to happen because Justin Pugh shouldn't be our left tackle right now.
Right. And Chase Young is a dude.
Yes. And future Giant.
It could be.
He's the Giant. I want.
By the way, Sal is Queens guy on Twitter. You probably know him, but go follow He's a Giant pod as well. Keeping you in the know with Giants and draft prospects and tying it all together for you.
We're going to be talking quarterbacks soon, but keep in touch with them because we'll see. Because like this is the game, right? This is the game that could change, and it's so monumental now. Jets versus Giants. I feel like whichever team loses is pretty much not that they're totally eliminated, but they're pretty much done for the playoffs, right? Jets are in a tougher conference. They got momentum building. Losing to the Giants, going to 3-4, puts them like 2 games back of the Bills, gets them behind the Dolphins. It's a tough conference, like we were saying. Giants lose 2-6, you're done. You're done. You have to basically lose. You can lose one more game after that. The rest of the way, which is unrealistic.
Yeah.
So it's a big game.
To be honest, if the Giants lost on Sunday, we would be 1-6.
Yep.
It would have been fire sale time. Like then just don't even look at the wild card. Don't even pretend you're not. We're already really not a good team yet. Like there's not enough to say Giants are good. Like you had a couple good games in a row, but you gotta to be taken seriously. You need to crawl back to 500 before I'm like we're a good team now. You know what I mean? Because you can start shitty and pick it up later. But until
100%.
you really get back to 500 or turn over into a winning record, come on. Like
if we get to 4-5, that's when we start to really get ramped up, right? Like if you win these next 2 games, Jets, Raiders, that's what changes the momentum. Like that's full on momentum there. And I saw a stat somewhere. I think the remaining schedule, I don't know, maybe it might be remaining or whatever it is. The Giants have one of the weaker remaining schedules in the league right now.
That's so funny because it changes. It must change all the time. They update it every week because
it was hard start. We always knew it was going to be a hard start. Dallas, San Francisco, Miami, Buffalo. It was going to be a hard start. You hope that we had stolen one of those games. You just wanted to steal one more of those tough games. We didn't steal any of them. We could have stole the Bills game. That changed. It would have changed things. We didn't. Now you have to steal this Jets game. It becomes a must win. So close.
I hate to look back at that like that because it's pointless. It can't change.
One play.
But you beat the Bills.
So
it's like, well, how the fuck? Well, then it just looks like a fluke, excuse me. Mm-hmm. And then you go beat Washington. It's like, okay, but then you got what? Jets, Raiders. You got winnable, highly winnable games. You start to stack them a little bit.
It's frustrating.
Right. You win the next year, then you're like.
I didn't tell you. Yeah, I didn't tell you my standout, and I'll be quick because we're going to start talking Jets here in a little bit.
Yeah,
my standout for the game, and again, I kind of said it, but like Dexter Lawrence looked like the All-Pro that we paid top money to. Absolutely dominated in the middle. I think it felt like he was in behind the backfield on every single play. Like he was there causing havoc, and if that's the Dex we get going forward. That changes everything, dude. Changes everything.
He was looking like prime Dexy, wasn't he? But also, I love the way like him and Leonard Williams they're boys, right? So like
they feed off each other,
and they definitely want to play together longer. Mm-hmm. So like seeing how they celebrated together and stuff like that makes you feel like, damn, like I wish we weren't in fire sale mode because I would love to see these guys like go at it a little bit longer. But what can you do? Leonard Williams. What do you think Leonard Williams would be asking for?
Right now,
obviously you got to. Yeah, like you can't ask for prime money anymore.
No.
You can't ask
the
for
sack numbers
money.
aren't there. Yeah, sack numbers aren't there, but I would think so. He's making what 20 something mil right this year. I would think he'd probably be asking for like 15-ish.
That's just too much. You can't do that.
Too much. It's too much.
You can't do that with Dex. So you just
which just doesn't get the sacks.
He because he's already made so much money. He would have to really want to just stay with Dex and be a Giant and be like, I'll do it for 9.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would have loved it. He said he dangled the carrot and said like I was going to take a discount, but it's bullshit. This is his last big contract of his career. Like you gotta get paid. But listen, we want to shift focus here, and we have a guest that will be joining us shortly on the utmost important Snoopy Bowl real time. Jeff, who do we have that's going to come help us talk about this?
Very special guest. He's an actor. He's a comedian. And he's a diehard Jets fan. So who better to bring him in? It's Lee Valentin, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Round of applause. How we doing, sir?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be here, man. This is dope.
Sure thing, man. Me and Lee, I feel like we were talking for a while, right? Like, I don't know if you commented on my sketch or I did on yours. I forget how it started, but we've just been in contact for a while. and we had we're like, we got to bring on some good people when we talk about previewing the next game. So like we were like Jets, we're like, it's Lee. It's got to be Lee.
I appreciate that, man. I love you, Jeff. I love your videos, man. So funny, so well done. I appreciate it so much because I know how much work goes into doing those, and it's kind of hard to you're playing 3 roles basically, and it's you have to write it out, you have to film each role, and then trying not to laugh in between, and then the editing. I hope people appreciate it, and I'm sure they do because I see the love that you get, man, and it's really, really well done, man. So congratulations to you. And you guys are great, man.
I wish that's all I had to do because like I got a real job. I got Revival. I got these things. I got kids. I got a wife. And shit like that. Not shit. I don't not shit like I don't mean shit like that.
Sure.
Fuck.
There's gonna be a shoe flying into in frame in a second.
I'm sleeping in this room tonight. But I make it all happen with like no free time, with like just slivers of time. So I wish that's all I had to do. And like I wish I could like really realize how much more we could create if we just had more time. Right. Because
absolutely
there's always something to create if you're open to it. With the way the Giants and Jets have been going, there's just endless material.
So much, so much.
So first of all, I love your stand-up. I know I just talked about kids, so if you don't mind, I might drop one of your lines from one of your stand-ups. That was so fucking funny. Sure. And I think anybody who's got kids could probably relate to this. But he's talking about like giving his kids, like a bath and stuff like that. And he's like, so many things you realize when you become a dad. And he's like, as I'm giving my kid a bath in the tub, I realize, damn, I got to stop peeing in the shower. And I'd be fucking rolling. That was one of those, like, just let the crowd laugh for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It goes through everybody's head. It goes through everybody's head.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some people who are still in the audience and they're not laughing. And I'm like, you probably still pee in the shower, you nasty.
Right. You nasty bitch. You should be laughing. So you've been you're a huge Jets fan. Where were you when Aaron Rodgers went down?
Okay, so dude, let me tell you, the whole Aaron Rodgers, my favorite non-Jet, pretty much all time.
Nice.
Coming into it.
So you just set up for this.
So I was so excited, man. And they had a chance to get Derek Carr. They had a chance at, trading for whatever the deal was. I'm like, no, go all in on this guy, regardless of what happens. In the back of your mind, as a Jets fan, you realize that this is too good to be true. At some point, something's going to happen. Yeah. My wife and I are on our honeymoon, on our anniversary trip to Aruba. So it's beautiful out there. We're having a wonderful time. I'm so excited. The Jets are going to play. Now I have season tickets, so I missed the game. So I'm missing Aaron Rodgers' first game as a New York Jet. I'm in Aruba. It's beautiful. There's tons of Jets fans. We're at the bar around the TV waiting for things to happen.
You got the game on at least, okay?
Yeah. So we're getting chills. Everybody's excited. You can feel the
vibes. The vibes were probably elite at this moment. You're in Aruba.
He's got the flag. I'm still Jets down. I still got on my gear.
I cried a little bit.
I was so happy, and then the moment it happens, I'm like, that's it. He's done for the year. I immediately knew he was done for the year. And your worst fears as a Jets fan are confirmed. And it ruined the rest of my trip. My wife and I went upstairs. I watched the game because I'm still a fan.
And it wound up being a phenomenal ending.
It was a great game.
Saving grace there.
Yeah. And then I cried. So I cried myself to sleep that night.
Your wife was probably touching. Get off me.
She fell asleep. She fell asleep. She was angry. She didn't want to deal anymore. She doesn't pay attention to football, has no idea. One time she even asked me, why do you root for this team if they make you so angry? Can't you just root for another team? And that almost started the divorce proceedings.
Yeah.
As a Jet fan, I understand. As a Met fan, I understand what you went through. I feel the same way. It's just like you're cursed. When things are going good, you're like, when's that shoe gonna drop? When is it gonna drop? You don't expect it to happen first fucking series, but like, it hurts. But you guys have bounced back now, right?
Yeah.
You like, I think the vibes have changed now. I don't think you've forgotten about Aaron Rodgers, but like, you're now 3-3. Season's back on. You guys have not quit. So how you feeling now? What's your vibes going into this Giants game?
I was up on Zach Wilson coming into this year because I'm like, okay, he has Aaron Rodgers. He's in his ear. He's got his confidence playing in front of his favorite quarterback, his role model, his idol. So I think, if he's able to manage the games like he has been, I think we'll be all right. I thought that the defense was going to take a step back because they played tremendously last year, and they've been just as good, if not better, even with guys out. Guys are stepping up. So, and the connection between Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson last year was almost non-existent. We've seen more of that this year. So I'm excited for the games to come. But this is a big game because, even though the Giants are down, I think the Giants have been playing really good defense. And with Tyrod Taylor, I hate to say this because I like Daniel Jones, and I have so many friends who are Giants fans who hate Daniel Jones. And I'm like, look, the guy, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball, a little bit of inaccurate, but Tyrod Taylor, the connection that he has with Waller and, Wan'Dale Robinson, you can just see a difference. So not to say that this is a trap game, but the Giants are a little bit down and, they're playing well. So I'm hoping that the Jets can pull this one out.
Do you see this as a rivalry in any way?
Not at all. Not at all. We play in the same stadium, but that's been for a while. They don't play in the same division. My dad was a Giants fan, or is a Giants fan. He liked the Jets because I like the Jets, but he was a Giants fan. So I'll watch the Giants. I'll root for the Giants. They don't play each other. There's no, if the Giants win, it hurts in the standings, but in terms of division, it doesn't even matter. So
I think you're
in
right
the same
that.
division, it would be tough. But no, I don't think this is a rivalry at all.
Same division, the same stadium. That would get ugly. There would be all sorts of pranks and illegal activity going on. I wonder if they should have the Giants and Jets play more than once every 4 years, though. Like, even though it's not a division, but like, why not every other year? Just throw them on the calendar. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Then it would become a rivalry. Yeah. Then it will become a rivalry. I know you're a Mets fan, but I don't even think that's a rivalry because the same thing. They don't play in the same same division.
It's a fan thing. Whatever. It's a fan thing more than anything else. So the players don't give a shit. But the fans, I have Jet fan friends. We talk shit back and forth, and that's all it's going to be, really. But we're looking. This game has a little bit more juice now because it feels like whoever loses this game. Like the Jets are on a high right now. They beat the Eagles, got by. You're healthy, but if you lose this game, it kind of knocks you back, right? And then it takes the juice out of that Eagles win. For the Giants, 2-6, you're basically done. So it's got a little bit of juice to it, where it could have been ugly with how the both seasons started. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys pulled out the win last week because that would have been tough. This the Leonard Williams revenge game, and we'll see how he plays. He was terrible for us. He hasn't been great for you, although he's been better. He's played himself into another contract, but
So you said you liked, you see what a lot of Giants fans see with Tyrod Taylor. So I always love asking this question to fans of other teams because it's just unbiased. You just feel what you feel. And there are some that are like, no, Daniel Jones is legit. He's been dealt a ridiculously bad hand. Then there are others that are like, no, he's dog shit. He's not the guy. You see what Tyrod did in 2 starts, whatever. Not that he put up 40 points a game, but there was just, if you're watching, it looks different. It just looks different. It feels different.
It's operating.
Which quarterback would you rather the Jets face?
We've had Tyrod's number for a while now when he was with the Bills, when he's been with other teams. So, the fact that Daniel Jones runs more, that would be a little bit scary because we saw against Kansas City where Mahomes once he was back there and he had time, once everybody was covered, he was able to scramble, get some big runs. So
he's a sneaky scrambler too, Pat Mahomes.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think Tyrod is gonna, maybe he'll try to test the long ball a little bit, which favors us if Sauce and Reed are healthy. I heard someone say that Hyatt is gonna eat some sauce or whatever it was.
He's gonna cook some sauce. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
You got that.
I mean, he is crazy fast, but like I have like a ton of respect for Sauce. I do think he's completely elite at his position.
Yeah.
What is the latest on his health and if he's gonna play?
They're both still in concussion protocol. So last week we played without both starters, DJ Reed and Sauce. But I think they're going to come back. I think they're just holding out till maybe Friday or Saturday to announce that they'll be.
All right, this is you're not going to like this.
A little shit talking. A little shit talking. You have to.
Thank you, Chris. But I mean, this is disrespectful to our special guest here.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The Giants have won 3 Super Bowls in my lifetime or whatever it was. So kudos to you guys, man. But you still share a stadium, so there's that.
And a shitty stadium at that, by the way. Like we can both agree that what's your thoughts, Lee? Because every time I walk up to that AC unit, I just like, what are we doing here? Why? Yeah, as a season ticket holder, give us your thoughts on the actual stadium. True feelings. We're off record here.
Yeah, this isn't on the internet.
I think it could have been way better, dude. Like, why didn't we have a dome? Why didn't we have something special? It's just a bowl outside. It really doesn't make any sense. They paid a lot of money for that. They had a whole bunch of billion. They had a whole bunch of time to design it. I think knock it down, build another one, make it better, make it. Yes. Why is Dallas such a great organization? They don't win anything, but they have a great organization and they have this beautiful stadium, where people love to go. Even fans from around the country want to go see, want to go to that stadium, So why we're the best city in the world. Why can't we do that?
Facts, man. Facts.
Big facts. There's nothing state of the art about it. It's only like 10, 11 years old or whatever. And it's just a fucking tank. Like there's nothing special about it. It doesn't look good. There's like you could have brought back the spiral ramps. You know what I mean? Like that was the coolest shit, dude. There was never traffic that you just sit in. Like it was always moving. It was just So at least bring that back, right? Like that was such a cool feature.
Leaving the stadium is longer than the game, than the actual game.
You got one escalator for 70,000 people.
Yeah, brilliant. It's insane, dude. It's insane. I hope they do better next time.
We want to hear from you. Who is your guy? Who do you plant your flag for right now on the Jets? Is it Sauce? Is it Williams? Are you a defensive guy, offensive guy? Who's your guy?
I would have to say my favorite player right now is Jermaine Johnson because he just gets after it every play. And I got to be honest, man, I've watched Kayvon a little bit. And the motor is not always there, man. And it's so frustrating to watch. And you guys, the linebacking core has been great for you guys. Okereke is playing tremendous. The other guy's playing tremendously. And, you guys have some, other than Dexter Lawrence, there's some trouble getting to the quarterback. That's a big deal. Got to get off the field on third downs. But Jermaine Johnson is just, he's just full motor on every play, man. And he gets to the quarterback. Last week he had that he had the deflection for an interception. He was a part of the fumble recovery. He's disrupting he's a big time, and he's running down quarterbacks sideline to sideline, and I love it, man. So he's the guy that I just, my eyes are focused on him every game.
Dude, first of all, as a Knowles fan, I'm with you. I love Jermaine Johnson, great player. And that's the number one thing we're afraid about right now. We're going against this Jets team, and it's why someone like me doesn't want to throw Daniel Jones, who's had his second neck injury over his career, has not yet been cleared for contact, and you're going to throw him against the Jermaine Johnsons of the world and the that defense. Like I am petrified for the guy's health. If nothing else, I don't care about play. That pass rush is ferocious, and it's something I don't want. Like Quentin Williams up the middle, like you guys got, waves of pass rushers.
Yeah, there's 10 guys who can come in at any time, and on that offense, on that defensive line, and just cause havoc. So,
Yeah.
it's a good luxury to have.
Yeah.
One more question before we get to score prediction. Do you believe in your head coach? Do you think that he's the guy, or are you still kind
Good
of
question.
to be determined?
No, that's a good question. And you know what? Here's the thing. In terms of putting the guys in right situations, look, the defensive coordinator Ulbrich is doing a wonderful job. I think Nathaniel Hackett is doing a good job compared to what we've had. The thing that I always look to is, are the guys playing hard, and do they play for each other? Every week you can see these guys are playing hard. They'll run through a wall for this coach. That's all you can ask. If you see guys giving up, or you see guys dogging it, or guys are being, given long leashes, then there's a problem. But I like what he's done for the team. The culture has changed throughout the organization. There's no bad seeds. They're quick to make decisions. They're stuck on their culture, so to speak. So I think he's doing a wonderful job. The record hasn't shown itself, but anybody knows that you have elite level play at quarterback, that changes the record, right? So you go
Right.
as your quarterback goes. If you're, and with the Giants case, the offensive line has been terrible since Eli Manning, and
It's over a
Eli
decade
Manning
now.
Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, and Giants fans were shitting on him. I would take Eli Manning any day. So your team goes and look, Bill Belichick is supposed to be the best coach in the world, and he's like, his record is terrible without Tom Brady. So you go as your quarterback goes, and that's all you can ask for is are the guys playing hard?
Facts.
You got fans in here. Okay, there are Giants fans that love your videos. Big Dash, who is a great Giants content creator. Everybody should be following Big Dash. But he likes your hood tag videos.
Dash,
and like
that's on IG. Thank you, Dash. I appreciate you, brother.
So do you? Is that? I would almost
great.
assume that has to come from some kind of personal experience, because like if you've been in
You're too good at it.
I work with tech people all the time, and it's hard to connect with these people sometimes. So like, how did you come up with these videos, and when can we expect the next one?
Yeah, so these are all real, man. So I've been in IT for 30 plus years, man, and networking for about 15 years. And now I moved over to security. So I do have the experience in IT stuff. And it just happened that one day I was having a rough day and I was annoyed. I was on a conference call and I just said, let me just record this video and see. And it did well. And I was like, oh shit, maybe let me
That's how it happens.
continue. But it's all things that we all want to say while we're on the
100%.
phone or talking to customers. I haven't interacted with users or clients on a day-to-day for a very long time. But I try to have some of that in there too.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's kind of where it comes from. So Dash, I appreciate you, man.
They are phenomenal, dude. If you guys haven't seen it, please go make yourself available for a couple minutes and watch them, because they are classic, man.
I apologize for not knowing this. Is it the same Instagram handle? Is it the same thing on Instagram?
No, it's Lee Valentin, no O. My middle initial O. Some clown took Lee Valentin on Twitter. Some bozo. No, it's actually a woman who hasn't used it since like 2013. So
that's
I'm
the
like,
worst. Just hand it over.
Yeah.
Just give me the login and get out of the way. I'll delete your old tweets.
Exactly.
Good stuff, man. I think this Jets-Giants game, I can't imagine it's a high-scoring game, but like, how do you see this game going? And oh wait, real quick. I know you're a Jets season ticket holder. Are you going to this game by any chance?
I will be there. I will be at the game this Sunday. So if you guys are going, hit me up and we'll link up, man.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Cool. We'll take that offline. So what's your score prediction for this one?
The Giants haven't been giving up many points. So I'm going to say the Jets win a squeaker 17-13.
That feels right.
That's the exact numbers that were in my head.
Yeah. Because again, they gave up 14, and I know the Bills haven't been great, but they had a chance to win that game. They should have won that game at the end. But yeah, they held the Bills to 14 points, and Josh Allen is Josh Allen. Even though I hate to say that, because we had 1, 2, or 2, 3 in that draft. You guys selected Saquon, and we selected and none of them have panned out. So
sour subject right now.
So I think 17-13, the Jets put some pressure on Tyrod, force a couple turnovers, and that's the difference in the game.
That feels right. Like, right. I think, Jeff, what do you got? Like somewhere around this
I was going to say the same score, but for the Giants. I mean, that's just how
it's possible.
That's how this game is going to go. I see.
I don't see.
If there's a big defensive play, a big special teams touchdown, that I feel like that flips the game on its head. Whoever gets that big play will probably win the game because I think it's going to be pretty locked down on defense.
Here's what I will say: you guys have trouble catching punts.
I'd say
you've been watching.
KT dropped a interception the other day, and also you guys can't get to the quarterback. I think that's so important. To put pressure on the quarterback. Because, look, Daniel Jones, when he's in there, he was running for his life. And, a quarterback can't feel confident at any time during the game. His first notion is to take off, right? So if you guys can't get to the quarterback, that's a big problem because any quarterback is just going to sit there and pick you apart. And you're asking a lot of your secondary. So I think maybe you guys disguise some blitzes with Okereke, which you have been doing and stuff like that, and get to the quarterback. But that's the biggest thing. If you can't get to the quarterback, I don't see how you guys win.
Yeah. You're 100% right on that. It's going to be which quarterback doesn't mess up. That, in my opinion, that Zach Wilson hasn't been messing up the past 2 weeks. You guys been playing better. Tyrod hasn't been messing up. That's why we've been playing better. Which something's got to give out of those two, right? Two good defenses. Someone's going to turn the ball over, or they're just going to play extremely, conservative. I don't know what it's going to be, but which of those two quarterbacks can play better against a very good defense? That might be the X factor, I think. But it's going to be close, man. I'm looking forward to it. I think the vibes are going to be high. The tailgate's going to be electric beforehand. And hopefully we can link up, man, because
for sure. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, definitely hit me up. Let's link up and let's have some fun. I'd hate to walk out of there with an L, dude. I'm gonna be Jets down. I'm gonna be in my gear, gonna be in the Jets section. So if we walk out of there with an L, I might just give up my tickets for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything you want to promote? I got your Twitter and your IG. Is there anything else you want to throw out there to our listeners?
If you guys, thank you so much for having me on, guys. I appreciate the time, man. New York Revival, I appreciate y'all. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter or X or whatever it's called, Leo Valentin. On IG, I do the hood tech videos, Lee Valentin. Go to the website if you guys want to come to a show, man. Just hit me up and I'll get you guys tickets and stuff like that.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
We'll do that, man. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man.
I appreciate those videos, kid. Take care, guys.
Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you, man.
Hit me up, man.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see you at the game. Later, brother.
All right, guys.
Bye. What a good dude.
We have to shout out somebody, though. We have to shout out
Tuto. Who's
Tuto?
Better than Tuto, man.
Just, we have such good people that come through, man. Like Tuto, Precious. Massive salutes and respects to Big Boss Hefe, Spiro, and all the diehard Giants fans in America. And please slap all Sticky Boys lost out of there and forget about it. Dude, I just love the way he throws these comments.
So much personality in a comment, right?
He's the best. Absolute best, man.
Tuto, I've been missing our messages every morning on our YouTube videos, so I just assume you've been very, very busy. But just know that I do look for those, and I would love for you to pick that up again.
So, all right, let's get back down to brass tacks here. What do you think?
Let's now. Let's assume the Giants win this game. What were you telling me earlier?
You want to take a look? Take a look at this?
Like, what do the Giants need to do this year, Spiro, with the remaining games?
All right, so look at it. You got if the Giants win versus the Jets, that's 3 good games. They've stacked 3 games in a row together, right?
We're 3-5, 8 games down, 9 to go.
Yes, and then you get the Raiders, who I don't even know if they're going to be with Jimmy G or not. I don't actually care.
Do you want to take a look?
Yeah. Let's get a look. Bring it up for the people. Bring it up for the people. And NYC, Eli's fixing his pipes in his house, so that's why he's not here. He's a man's man. He's doing hard work over there, so that's why he's not. But anyway, so we got Vegas up next. In Vegas, Giants fans are going to travel to that game. It's going to be like a fucking home game for the Giants. I'm telling you. So we're looking at 4-5 there. Say you lose to Dallas again because they have our number, just like Washington has our number.
You got to assume that's a loss. There's no reason you should
chalk it up to a loss, right? Chalk it up to a loss. Now the next couple of games, you have Washington, you have New England, Green Bay, New Orleans. That 4-game stretch, you got to go 3-1 in that stretch, right? I don't care where the 3 are. Say you lose to Washington because at some point they're going to beat us, right? Like you just assume that they're going to beat us. If you win the next 3 after that, Green Bay and New Orleans you're chasing in the standings. You get to 7-7 with 3 games left, right? And two of them,
Philly game is
unfortunately, two of them, unfortunately, are against Philly, which is totally
Philly.
LA is another team we're chasing in the standings. I don't know if they're going to be there at the end of the year, but you're looking at 7-7 with 3 games left. That's the spot you want to be in, given our start, right? Like that's a spot that we could totally live with. And if you're there, you hope that maybe Philly's like maybe resting their starters the last game of the season. You go out and beat the Rams and you get to 9 wins. That's the only way. It's not the only way because the NFC is horrible. That's the only reason why we're talking about this right now, right? Like we were going through the standings before and you're chasing Tampa, Atlanta, Minnesota, Green Bay, the Saints, and Washington. That's who you're chasing right now, and the Falcons. Like that's not the who's who of like toughest teams in the league, right? So you know if
you rip off
a
couple
position,
you rip off a couple, and then you believe
confidence is there, right? Changes everything. You might even get in at 8-9. You know, I don't know how the rest of the NFC South teams are going to beat each other up. The Falcons and Bucks, and Saints in that division, or
they shouldn't get a wild card from that.
Yeah. All those teams are going to drop back. Minnesota, I don't even know what's going on with Minnesota.
We're dreaming right now because we are a 2-5 football team. So we got to we got to remember.
Listen, it all starts with this Jets game because that dream dies on Sunday if we can't win it automatically dies. Like
we love you, brother.
There he is. I love you, man. You keep doing your thing out there. But I don't know, Jeff, like you tell me, or am I off base on anything that I said?
No, because it's not. I mean,
am I being a homer?
Yes, always. But I mean, the first section of games this year was gonna be brutal.
We hoped we won one of those big games, right?
Right. And we didn't. We wasn't ready. Okay. But the defense is what is giving me hope right now.
Right.
Because the offense still needs to score points no matter who's back there. But the defense is giving me hope right now because if you keep the other team under 20 points, which we have been doing, then the offense doesn't need to be spectacular. You can win ugly. That's the only way the Giants win is winning ugly. So let's not pretend like there's something wrong with that. That's the only thing that's the only way we win.
We did it last year too.
And Dash says there's nothing wrong with it, Spiro.
Okay? Yeah, listen. Me and Dash, we are always on the same page. Like, listen, I think we're homerish, but we're not unrealistic homers. Like, right? We're not like these
not
crazy,
pie in the sky, but you root for your team and you believe until.
And like you said, it's only the first week of November. It's not even November yet. We're not quitting yet, man. It's
October, bro.
It's still a 17-game schedule, like it's never been before. 8 teams make the playoffs. You're not out of it right now. If you lose the Jets, you're out of it. it's that we've now lost any bit of room for error.
Dash.
So you have to win.
Dash in the chat. If we lose to the Jets, would you stop believing? Would you hang it up for the season? I would like to know. If Dash agrees.
I would love to hear from the positive people because, like, to me, you just have to keep scraping, right? You keep it's week by week. It's a week, and then maybe you hope that we get our O-line if AT stays healthy, if Justin Pugh locks down that left guard spot, if JMS comes back healthy, you might if Evan Neal shows just a fucking something, you might have yourself something on the offensive line that carries you forward.
I love these comments. Dash says he never gives up. He's not a quitter. And Sarge, I mean, he's got a point. Technically, this is correct.
It's true. Mathematically, he's right.
I'm loving these comments coming in here. Shout out to the Revivalists, by the way.
When is
Thank you for hanging
JMS?
out.
When is JMS going to come back? Is he like? I feel like
I forgot he existed. To be honest with you,
dude, he's had a shoulder thing.
Got a shoulder.
Fucking tush push, of course, of all the plays, the tush push.
And Bellinger
took out Plunger and JMS.
We lost 2 starters and did not pick up the first down. Meanwhile, the Eagles cannot be stopped on this fucking play.
Oh, on that note,
you want to talk about the
and fucking Nick Sirianni's? Can I just talk about how, because he was doing his press conference today, and he's like, "Well, yeah, you guys can do it, or you won't be doing it." He's like, something about that guy's face, and I want to rate. We're doing a game here. How many knuckles? How punchable is his face? How many knuckles do you give it? Like 1 to 5, with 5 being the most punchable face, 1 being the least.
It's 10. It's 2 fists.
It's 2.
It's one of these.
Dude,
smush his face.
Good for you. You're running a good team. I respect that you're doing there. I hate your face, man. I hate his fucking face so badly, dude.
He is the most punchable.
You hear that, hon? Punchable.
He is the most punchable face in the NFL. And it's not close. I don't even know who would compete with that face outside of the NFL. I mean, it's just wildly punchable. It started in the last year when he's like looking at the camera going like, that's just not how NFL coaches act.
Yeah, act like you've been there before, bro.
Right.
And like we oh well, hold on, sorry, that was wrong.
Whoops.
We always leave it to Sal to bring me down. It's a reality. Don't dream. It's over.
Hey now.
Thanks.
I do want to say, because we're going to the game.
Yes.
So two things about that. One, hit up me and Spiro. Let us know if you want to meet up in the tailgate. We usually spend at least some time with Justin and those guys around L16. Spiro has to shotgun beers. I don't have to, but I'm willingly doing this to be a good friend. I don't want to do
well,
that.
You know what? It sucks because I was like looking for at least 3 shotgun beers. And I was like, I said, I'm going to do a shotgun for each touchdown. We got 2, and I was like, oh boy, like we might be in for like the first half. I was like, oh, I might be in for like a 4 shotgun, maybe 5 shotgun deal. And then it just ended at 2. I was just like, it took a little bit of the air out of
from the guy that drank 21 beers at a Giants game and was like, "Hey, everybody," you were still fine.
I'm gonna do 2+. I'm gonna do 2+2 for my challenge, and then I'm gonna go maybe a little bit.
Here's the other
beyond.
Here's the other thing, because we're going into the game. As of now, I expect Tyrod Taylor to play, and I think for a couple reasons is one, if DJ was questionable at all,
right,
you can easily, and to avoid a controversy, because you might like what Tyrod is doing right now, to avoid a controversy, you say he needs another week, right? Then
it's perfect for it.
It's best case. You let Tyrod go another week, who might be better positioned in terms of pocket presence and handling pressure. He is better at that right now. So you go with the guy that he actually, in this particular game, gives you a better chance to win, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
So you give DJ another week, right? Then you avoid the whole controversy. He doesn't have to suit up. But if DJ does play, he's going to be on a very short leash with Giants fans.
You think so? Oh, well, with fans, yes. Especially.
If he goes, 100%. Not with the coaches. I mean, they'll go down with the ship, I think. But I think if DJ goes 3 and out, and then or something like turnover on the second possession, the fans are going to go fucking nuts. The fans are going to go fucking nuts because we're not stupid. Dude. And I do think it's going to be a bloodbath in there, should that happen.
And someone mentioned in one of the spaces today, like part of the reason why they think DJ is not going to start is because maybe don't start him at home against a good Jets defense. Because if he has, which anybody's going to struggle, I think Tyrod is going to struggle against this Jets defense. This Jets defense is good, but people throw that out of the window when it comes to DJ. They just see, like, if DJ struggles, we want Tyrod. They're gonna do the we want Tyrod thing. And
it's kind of a lose-lose.
Yeah,
DJ hasn't done well against good defenses this year. He's not going to come in off a neck injury and light it up against a really good Jets team. You just got, like, without that Arizona half, what do you have this season?
Yeah, not much, bro. Not much at
all. If you are like all about Daniel Jones, what do you have except those 2 quarters of football where he did look phenomenal? He lit it up, like crazy numbers for 2 quarters of football.
Yeah.
But other than that,
man.
you got to like what you're seeing recently. I do as a Giants fan. I don't have an agenda. I don't care. I want the Giants to win games, especially in October. Okay, it's still October. What is this Eagles fan doing at your house? Are you blowing kisses to? Oh my
she's
God!
Giving me a full drink. That's I love you. I love you.
He's blowing kisses to his waitress. Does your wife know she's here?
She does. She actually has the little one in her hands though, because he woke up a little.
She's making you drinks with a baby in her hand.
She's a special kind of lady, right there.
You don't have to wonder. You don't have to wonder how this marriage works. There is just good balance here.
But listen, if you're gonna be at the game, DM us, shout us out on Twitter, whatever it is. We'll try and meet up because we're gonna have a good time. We're there for the gate mostly, right? Like if we go to the game, it's like a cherry on top. But we're there to have a great time in the parking lot. And whatever happens after that, it's in God's hands, right?
Yeah, like our tentative, it looks like we're gonna get a last minute deal on tickets. You can usually get a damn good deal on tickets if you wait till last minute, if they are to be had, and if not, we'll go to Biggie's and watch the game.
Right, no big deal, no sweat off our back.
Win-win. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Eli, we missed you. We got to get together. We haven't done a show, the three of us, in person. Can you believe that? That's just ridiculous. And that should be the norm. One day we will get there.
If you fans are still out there sticking with us, you guys are going to be the ones that help us do this. So keep liking, keep subscribing, keep telling your friends, because we love everything you guys do for us, and we couldn't do this without you. But we're gonna get our tripod together and do this thing live one day soon. So be on the lookout for that. Until next time, maybe we'll do another show Friday or something. If we just have too much excitement and we can't hold it in any longer, we just got to do something on Friday. Maybe a space. You're right. We'll figure it out. But until then, go Giants. Thanks for hanging out. Go Rangers. And Rangers. Let's go. And off to a good start. And go Knicks. Oh yeah, basketball started. That's right. We'll get into it. That's for another day. Thank you, Revivalists. Good night, guys. Thank you. Eli Rex, El Jefe, Mr. Glass Half Full, the Revival.